If you're over 40 and you've been in business for more than 5 years, I want you to stop scrolling for a second and actually listen to this because something is happening out there and it's pissing me off a little bit. Women with 15, 20 plus years of real experience are second guessing themselves because some 24-year-old with good lighting got more views than her. And I need us to have a real conversation of what's actually happening because not only is it pissing me off, but it's a waste of your time. Welcome to the podcast, my gorgeous friend. Today's episode is specifically for my ladies over 40, okay? So if you are under 40 years old, this is not for you. Skip it if you like, go to another one. This one is for you if you are over 40. I need to talk to you, girl. We have to have a chat, okay? There has been many conversations going on in the past couple of weeks. And specifically in the group of women that I work with, women in business, they are experts, they are thought leaders, women at my Queen's Table program, women that come to my events, women that follow along on LinkedIn, social media. And what's happening is frustrating me a little bit. And so I wanted to do this episode specifically for you. It's very important that you hear me when I say there's so much in this episode for you. If you are in a crisis of confidence, if you are looking to the sidelines, comparing yourself to younger people on the internet, asking, am I even relevant? Does anyone even care about what I have to offer? Who am I in the industry? Am I invisible? If any of that has been an idea in your head, this is the episode for you. Hopefully you got a pen and paper. Hopefully you can listen multiple times to this episode because I think you need a reminder. I just turned 43 in June. I turned 43. I feel 28. I used to say I feel 25, but now I'm like, I'm 28. I've aged a little bit. And I refuse to believe in age. I don't dress like I'm 43. What does 43 even mean? What does dressing like a 43-year-old mean? I live a vivacious, exciting, enthusiastic, optimistic life. And I am fully in my confidence and in my zone of genius. And I know who I am and I know who I'm not. I would love that for my ladies over 40. That's not what I'm seeing. And it made me really sad. And I had a chat to my husband about it and almost got him on the show because I was like, what are we seeing? We need to yell at these ladies to believe in back in themselves. So you got me. He couldn't make it today, but I have a lot to say. So get ready, buckle up. This is a big one. I want to say that when you are out there comparing yourself to a younger person, you're not comparing age to age. Okay. What you are comparing is your experience to their level of confidence. Younger people have more confidence in doing shit. They don't have things to lose. They're out here. I'm imagining myself when I was younger and I started my business and I was on fire. You could not, I feel like you could still not run with me because I'm fast and I move and I'm excited and I'm like, let's fucking go. But 22-year-old Erika, 30-year-old Erika, pre-children Erika, pre-experience Erika, different person versus who is here today. So I want to tell you that young people, young creators, they got confidence 100%. They got speed, they got trends, they got tech, but you have wisdom. You have lived experience and discernment. Okay. You got emotional intelligence. You got resilience. You got credibility. Did you hear that? You got credibility. You have been doing what you've been doing for a long time. You have seen life. You have experienced things. You know stuff that a lot of younger people don't know about life. And this is no shade to young people. If you're still listening and you're under 40 and you're like, what does she got to say? No shade to you. But my ladies over 40, my 50-year-old women who are literally looking at these young people for wisdom, for acknowledgement, you're looking at them almost to say am I included? Am I allowed to come in? Am I relevant? Am I cool? Did you like my reel? Did you like my TikTok? It's yo, you don't need to do that. You absolutely do not need to do that. I think that comparison at times doesn't always look like jealousy. It looks like pulling away. It looks like removing yourself, thinking that this is not for you, thinking that you can't do social media, thinking that you can't kill it in your business because you're not a loud extrovert in sequence, thinking that because you have 5,000 followers, you don't stand a chance. None of that is true. So we're going to get into it. I got a few points that I want to cover. And the first one is, this is not a new issue that I'm talking about. This happens in every generation, guaranteed. This happens in sports. When a new player walks into a team full of swag and energy and they're young and they're the fresh blood, the most experienced person, the most experienced player feels outdated. One of my friends was talking to me about the speaker circuit and when she was an exclusive speaker and then new speakers came in And at the point in time, she was it. And then all these other new speakers came in and she like fizzled out a bit. She felt like she was irrelevant, right? And this is what happens. Energy shifts and we forget. The expert forgets their worth. Nobody reminded you how worthy and incredible and experienced you are. Because there's a new flashy, what is it? Something syndrome. I can't think of it. This happens to me always. Shiny object syndrome. That's it. Thank you. I could hear you trying to tell me. Flashy object syndrome, okay? So the internet walked in, changed the game, right? And now the internet is rewarding the loudest person, the person that posts the most, the person that shows up, the person that chops up her video and reel, the person that puts the captions and the thing and the videos and the PIPs and like, it's crazy. But I want you to remember that experience doesn't expire. Your experience, you like fine wine, baby, okay? The knowledge that you know, the experiences that you know so much. And that wisdom is very important. So this whole comparison thing or feeling like you're irrelevant, it's not a new problem. This is something that's been going on in the generations. And I want to, if I can, remind you of how worthy you are. Remind you of how much you are needed. You are not an elder yet, right? You're in your midlife. You're in your midlife, not crisis, reinvention. And now you're feeling the importance of owning who you are more than ever. I remember one of my friends who does perimenopause work and hormonal work said that when you hit 40, 50, you get this hormone of like, fuck it. You get a hormone where you don't give a shit about what people think about you. You get the fuck it hormone, right? I feel like I got that earlier, but that's okay. We all evolve differently, but I got that hormone. I don't give a damn. I am free to be who I am. And I love it. It's the best thing, right? That I do know for sure. As you get older, that hormone starts kicking in and you stop caring. But I feel like social media is messing with that hormone. I feel like social media is making us look to the side and going, oh, they're dancing. Should I dance? Oh, they're yapping. Should I yap? Oh, they're holding a little mic. Should I do that? They're doing that. Should I? Stop. Remember who you are, which brings me to my next point. You forgot what you built. You forgot who you are. Like, think about who you are today. Think about who you are today. Think about what you know. Think about the experiences you've had. Think about the work you've done. Think about the goals that you've achieved. Maybe the money that you raised. Maybe the business that you built. Maybe the children that you grew up and raised. Maybe the family that you created. What have you done in your life? And then imagine yourself 20 years ago, the 20-year-old version of you. Could she lead how you lead now? Could she parent the way that you parent, for those of you that are parents? Could she negotiate and build and handle rejection and get back up when she falls down and regulate herself like you do now? No, absolutely not. Of course not. So you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost anything. You have been building yourself, creating this version of you this entire time. And nobody, I don't care who you are, if you just showed up on the internet and now you have 20,000 followers, doesn't matter. You can't fast track 20 years of life experience. You can maybe get 20,000 followers, but you will not get 20 plus years of life experience, which is what you have if you're listening to this. No AI, no hack, no virality bullshit can replace that. Some of you that are listening have been divorced. Some of you have lost someone you love. Some of you have been through some scary health things. Some of you have raised children who are now grown-ass people, rebuilt yourself from nothing, went through multiple global financial crises, COVIDs, all kinds of stuff, and you have authority. You forgot to count that. You have experience. You forgot about that. You have lived something. And I don't want you to look at the landscape that is life and business now, which is a lot of it is on our freaking phones and social media. I don't want you to look at that and be like, who am I though? I'm not relevant. I'm not cool. Don't base it off that. The scale is not even. Don't base it off that. There's a lot that the internet does not see about you. There's a lot that people don't know about your experience. It's our job to share it. We'll talk about that later. My next point is this. The internet is going to reward the loudest person. The loudest person, the flashiest person, the person doing all the hacks and the things. And yes, it's important. I don't necessarily think at this level in your career, in your life, in your business, in your age, you need to be the one doing it. I am all about hiring great people and telling them who you are and teaching them and letting them do that shit. Like my goal is that I am not on social media myself. That's my goal. Me and Nina are working on that shit because you'll mess around and believe that this shit is real life. The phone is real life. It is not real life, baby. The phone is absolutely not real life. People are in there, all kinds of fake shit. All you see is good stuff. You forget. And then when you feel low, and I've talked about it on the podcast before, you start comparing yourself to some random ass stranger who doesn't have your same circumstances. And then you think you're a loser. So no, the internet is rewarding the loud and the flashy, but the marketplace, the industry is rewarding trust. Where does trust come from? years of experience. I really want you to sit with this point. Trust comes from years of experience, from what you know, from the credibility, from you actually doing the thing. Instagram might reward the novelty, cool, but business is going to reward credibility. Nobody invests thousands of dollars because you know the latest fucking cap cut. They invest because they trust you. They trust you because you have experience, you have knowledge. It's a different game. And I don't want you to worry about the other side, the online, the Instagram. Some of you, I love you. Some of you don't need to be on Instagram. You're messing your brand up being on Instagram. Some of you need to be on LinkedIn. Some of you should be writing articles in Substack. Some of you should have a freaking podcast and a YouTube channel. And I don't care how introverted, awkward, quiet, loud, it doesn't matter anymore. There's literally an old lady that I follow. I'm sure her grandson is doing her Instagram and TikTok. She is murdering it. Like all she does is make funny jokes about how she's going to kill her husband. And she's like an old lady and she's not even good at what she does, but she's hilarious because she's being who she is. And her kids are helping her. Her grandkids are probably helping her. But the point is, she's not doing young, flashy things. She's not dancing. You know, she's being an old lady that's funny. So your brand gets to be what it is as long as you accept yourself and as long as you decide who you want to be. But when you try to fit yourself into shit that doesn't fit for you because you think you have to do that, it doesn't work. And I want to share a little metaphor. I love me a metaphor. I want you to imagine you're going to go get heart surgery. Are you going to hire the youngest surgeon in the room? No. I want you to imagine you need a therapist. Y'all know how I feel about therapy. Like, that's why I'm doing it, because therapy, there's so much bad therapy. Are you going to go for the youngest therapist? The therapist with the most followers? No. You don't want to get a lawyer that just graduated school yesterday. No. But when it comes to showing up online, you believe that you have to be young, like you have to be popular. No, that's not what people want. And if it is what you're thinking that people want, you're following the wrong people. That tells me that you are scrolling through and looking at the wrong things. And if you're not careful, it's very noisy on the internet right now. Very noisy, which brings me to my next point. Please stop outsourcing your power, your authority, your experience. Stop. You are letting people that are half your age tell you what you need to do or how you should be who you are. Don't do that. Please remember what I said to you. You have to be very discerning, which you have because of your life experience. If you're at the age that you are, you have life experience. Okay? Don't forget that shit. And you have to be discerning about who you follow, who you buy from, who you listen to. I will tell my clients, stop following and looking at everything. I see my clients like shit and I'm like, why are you looking at everything? I will look stuff and then that's it. It overwhelms me now. And like, I'm an extrovert and I got ADDD, but like, I can't even do it, y'all. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I know, I'm like, it's not good for me anymore. It really fucks with your mind. And I want to tell you unapologetically, I am a strong motherfucker, okay? I am strong in my will. I am strong in who I am. My self-belief is strong. My confidence is strong. I know what I'm here to do. I know who I am. I know what I'm not. I don't need to look to the side to see who am I? What do you think about me? I don't give a shit. I'm super strong in who I am. And I've lived some stuff. Although I'm 43, I could be 99. You know what I'm saying? I also feel 28. So I'm really confused with my age. But I say that to say that as a strong person who's very discerning, Instagram can fuck with you. The social media can mess with you. Even me, I can't imagine the everyday person who doesn't do their own inner work. I can't imagine. My kids are not going to get social media till they're like 18. Maybe not even 18, like no, these young people. I can't imagine what it's doing to young people. If you got young kids, please get them asses off the phones because it's not real. You are in a tunnel fake reality and you're comparing yourself to fake ass people who hate their life, who are unhealthy with the way they don't eat, who hate their kids, who don't have a relationship. Like it's wild. And you are outsourcing your authority to the internet. You can learn TikTok, you can learn CapCut. You can't learn 20 plus years of what you know. Don't forget that. And if you're around the wrong people, get into a different room. I'm going to talk about that at the end. Girl, please. You can't download your wisdom, basically. You can't just, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to quickly listen to a podcast and get the wisdom that it took you decades to build. You're not. And when you're not mindful, I would almost say to you, follow older people that have developed and built their lives and their wealth because they have the experience and they've done it the right way. I would almost say to you, unfollow everybody else because it's messing with your mind. And then you think you are not blah, blah, blah. And that's not true. And we already have that conditioning that we're not good enough. Never mind. Okay? My next point and reminder to you, my friend, hear me when I say you are a category of one. Stop asking, how do I do what she's doing? How do I be better at her than that? Start asking, how can I be more of me? How can I show more of myself? How can I be more authentically me on the internet? How can I show more of my life and my experience and my stories to my audience and to the people? I had a lady recently that I spoke to who has 20 plus years of experience in her world of business and career. Fucking experience house. This woman, I could feel it coming off of her, and she's confident and she knows who she is. And there's no lack. There's no desire to prove. Her business is rocking. Her marriage is great. She looks great. She's got energy. I don't know if she's on the HRT or what, but she is hooked up. Okay. She looks good. She feels good. No ounce of trying energy. No ounce of proving and posturing. She's it. She knows she's it. And what else is there? What else could I do? The curiosity that came with her energy, beautiful. The opportunities are literally going to find her, and she's going to step into it as soon as she wants to. It's there because she believes who she is. She knows what she's done. She knows it. And not from an arrogance, right? Not from a, I'm better than you, but from a, of course, I've spent 20 plus years. Of course, I'm 52. Of course, duh. Like, she is high on her own supply. She knows her worth. She's not messing with bullshit. She knows her story. She knows her failures. She knows what she's overcome. She knows what she's experienced. She knows what she's seen. That's it right there. She's not competing with these kids on the internet on speed. She's got depth. She's got experience. She's got lived experience. She's got knowledge. She's got wisdom. Sexy. Sexy. And if you're like, yeah, but Erica, I wanted my social media to pop off. Me too, baby. I want my social media to pop off too. So I'm like, I'm going to hire Nina. I'm going to work with Nina. We're going to hire the best people. We're going to teach her. I'm going to have my finger on the pulse because I like to know what's going on. I'm not on some old lady shit of like, I don't know how to do tech. If that's you, don't do that shit. You better know how to do it. You don't have to do it, but you need to know how to do it. Get across it, okay? Watch YouTubes, learn, have your finger on the pulse. So when you hire and outsource, you're still involved. You're still aware of what's happening. You're not being taken for a ride. Side note, okay? That's another podcast. So for me, I'm like, I don't want to kid myself and think that the internet is real and that that's my whole life and that that's everything, because it's not. It's a piece of what we do. And it happens to be great for marketing and it happens to be a great place for leads and prospects and people to find you and see you and attract you. But it's not everything. And some of you are focused on it way more than you need to be. And it's messing with your self-esteem. My next point, when you are in a midlife reinvention, when you are in a, it's not a crisis, but when you are in a shift, you're in an identity shift. Some of you are feeling like, who the hell am I? Like, what's happening? I feel different. There could be hormonal things. My nose is so itchy. I'm so sorry. Every time I get very excited, and if you listen to the podcast or if you watch the podcast, you be seeing me like just itching my nose because of the vibrations. Anyway, it's a reinvention. Okay. You are having an identity shift. You are becoming someone new. You are reinventing yourself. And that is great. But I just want to say, don't reinvent yourself back into 25-year-old you. That's not what you're trying to do. You're not trying to become a younger version of you. You're not trying to be like them, young kids. You're not copying what other people are doing. It works for them, but it may not work for you. Reinvention is you deciding even more who you are, what you're about, what you're not about, what you will do, what you won't do, boundaries, how you love and respect yourself, how you show up, who you are staying away from, what you are not doing, what you are pulling away from, what you are taking yourself out of, and where you are walking into. It's you being more honest, more direct, more grounded in what you actually know and letting the world know that. Who are you and how have you arrived? And this is really what I want you to hear. Please, you spend decades being a mom, being an employee, being a wife, being a boss, being the caregiver, being the helper, being the fucking house cleaner, being the cook, being the one that looks after the furry babies, whatever. You have spent your time pouring into everyone and everything. And then at 40, 45, 50, 60, you look up and be like, who am I now? Who am I now? And I get chills because I know a few women in my mind who are like, who am I now? Shit. Maybe some of you are empty nesters. Maybe some of you have been a decade in corporate, quit and started your own business. Now you're like, shit, who do I want to be? But unfortunately, social media just happens to be the place where that question becomes visible. Who am I? Am I relevant? What am I doing? And when you scroll and you see this 24-year-old chick who looks like she's got it all sorted and figured out, yes, you're going to get triggered in comparison. And it's going to make you look inward and ask yourself the question that maybe you haven't fully answered. Who am I now? Who do I want to be in the marketplace? How do I want to show up? What's important to me now? What's important to you now? Who do you want to be? And the answer is not out on the algorithm. The answer is not in another challenge. The answer is not out there. The answer is within you. You have to sit down. That's why I said, please take a pen and paper. Start asking yourself these questions. Who am I now? What's important to me? What's important to me now that was not important back then, that now is very important? For some of you, your health and well-being is top notch. For some of you, you want to go on vacation with your loved one, with your lover or your partner or your fourth husband, whatever, girl, no shame. You do you, right? Like for some of you, your health and well-being and not getting a fucking hot flash on stage is important to you. I'm telling you, listen, the young, sexy shit looks really attractive, but you know what you know. You have so much experience. And I don't want you to forget that, because the world will lie to you and it will throw you all the sexy stuff. You should, he be this, do this, care about that. And if you're not discerning and centered in who you are, and you say, no, I don't care about any of that. I know who I am. That's why I'm like, I put the app at the back of my phone, barely go on it. I go on it to check my DMs from my audience. I love you. If you DM me, I'll be checking my DMs, but not as regular as I used to be honest. Not as much as I used to. I realized, hold on to shit. Like that shit's not real life. Hold on a second. Like that's not real life. And we're tripping thinking about that this is real life. It's a place where you can market yourself. Yes, but there's multiple places. And at this point in time in your career, in your business, in your life, your omnipresence is needed, meaning you be on multi-platform and you're not in love with any single one of them. You're just showing up because you want people to see and hear you and you want to share your experience. The last thing that I really want to say is I hear this a lot. I feel like women are asking, am I relevant? Am I still relevant? And I want you to really think about, have you asked that question? And I think I told y'all in January, February, I was asking that question. I felt old. I was like, hold on a second. If you're 28, why are you asking yourself that? I'm not going to lie. I was asking myself that because I feel like so much changed and shifted that I wasn't aware of. And I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I want to do this like this. This is new and I don't know if I like it. I felt like TikTok took a shit on Instagram and now we're like TikTok. I don't know. Just totally different. Cool. I can't change it. That's the way it is. But it felt different for me. And so if you've ever asked yourself that question, here's what I want to say to you. Instead of, am I relevant? It's not a real question, by the way, because of course you are. And you already know you are somewhere inside. But instead, I want you to think about ask yourself this instead. Who is waiting for the wisdom I've spent 20 plus years earning? Who is waiting for the wisdom that I have to share? Who needs the wisdom and the years of experience that I have spent building and creating? Who needs to hear that? That person exists. They're out there looking for exactly what you have. The question is not, can they find you? It's whether you are showing up like you believe that you have something worth finding for the person you're here to help, for the people or the person. My love, you're not behind. You're not too old. You're not irrelevant. You just forgot that you literally have decades building experience, knowledge, wisdom, the thing that the people that need you, that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for, do you know TikTok? They're not looking for how many hooks you got. They're looking for your wisdom. They're looking for your knowledge. They're looking for what you know, your perspective, your story, your experience. Nobody can own your years of what you've lived and what you know. That is yours and yours alone. Believe that. Own that. It took you time to get to where you are. Nobody else has it. That's the time that it took you. The shit that you've lived, the things I've lived, nobody will ever take away from me. And the perspective that I have is going to be totally different because of all the experience that I've gotten. So someone can be jealous. Someone could say, oh, blah, 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 whatever they want. But the queen of confidence, she's confident because she wears pink. Whatever. Nobody knows, but I know. So when I step up and I share what I know, I have full confidence. And if somebody doesn't like me, that's not my problem. Okay. You're the only person in the room that can do what you do, how you do it, with your years of experience and what you've experienced. Category of none. It's a category of one, category of you. Nobody's competing with that. Please remember that for yourself. I hope that this has given you a little bit of self-belief back, a reminder of the knowledge that you have, and permission for you to step back into your power. And maybe it's a new power. Maybe it needs a reinvention, an identity shift. Maybe there's a remembering how powerful and amazing you are and what you've lived and what you know. And as I say, like, get high on your own supply. Maybe you need to remember who the fuck you are. Maybe you need to remember the experience that you've built and go back out with that on. And don't look to the side because it's going to be different. It's going to tell you to do a million different things that are not relevant for you. You're not a baby and you're not a beginner. Okay? That's my invitation to you. I'm going to leave some details in the description below. If in case you are an expert at what you do, you are established and you're looking to build your personal brand, you want a community of women that are at a high level and you want to work with me one-on-one, The Queen's Table, baby. I'm going to put the link down below. Check it out. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this, share it with another woman, 40 plus, who needs the reminder that she's not competing on age or years. There is no competition. You are in a category of one. It is your experience and your wisdom that's going to keep you sorted and get you exactly where it is that you want to go once you remember who you are. I love you, and I'll see you next week.